Does gear actually matter? Of course it does, but to what extent does it matter? In this video, I took both of these cameras to Switzerland, one that has a 1-inch sensor that is 5 years old, and the other is the latest hybrid full-frame camera from Sony. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Maher. Today, I'm at Geneva, Switzerland. I found a $37 trip from Egypt directly here, and I'm gonna walk across this lake. I'm not gonna walk across the lake. I can't do that. I wish I can. I'm gonna walk next to the lake until I find the ferry that will take me to Luçon. This is all I have. And also, obviously, the camera I'm recording on, sadly. I have my RX100 in my pocket, which I'm also gonna be taking a lot of pictures with. And I'm gonna show you guys how it can perform in Switzerland. One more thing, I have this handy dandy lemur strap, which is game changer, and I'll tell you guys why. But I need to go before I'm homeless and cold and die of starvation and hypothermia. Mission has failed. They don't do boats until late February/April. They stop these things in the winter. So that's a bummer. Hopefully things don't get too much worse than this. I'm just gonna go, I guess, underground. Is that Trump? Is that Donald Trump? Donald Trump? Mr. President? Anyway, this is the price of wandering. You don't get anything technically done. I don't know if I got any decent photos either, but it was a nice little morning. So I'm just gonna call it a day and try to get to my next destination. I just paid $85 for the railroad. All this time I spent doing calculus in order to save as much as possible means nothing. Hopefully I come out with some banger photos that I can license. I just need to vent about that. This is what I'm doing for you guys. I'm gonna try to make the most out of it. I'm still gonna complain about it, probably to a few more people. On a more positive note, they have chargers on the train, so I will charge the out of everything I have. This is absolutely crazy. This is a train station. I'm so tired of this big bulky camera. I tried to put it up, but then I saw this and I'm like, I have to take pictures with everything I possibly can. I took some pictures actually with it and some with the RX100. And here is how they compare. Let me know what you think. Is it worth carrying all this versus having a little camera in my pocket? This question has been repeating a lot lately, especially that I'm carrying an entire full camera tripod. I don't even know where I'm walking. You know, I'm not as salty anymore about the $85. This is an insane, how can I go there? I need to go closer. It costs like $1.50 to poop. Nah, I can hold it. Switzerland is not for poor people. But check this out. Ain't that epic? Made it in time to catch the gondola. Overall, not as salty anymore. These views are absolutely stunning. I thought it was gonna be overrated, Switzerland, and I didn't do that much research. I kind of just went for it. But when I got deeper and deeper into Switzerland from Geneva, that's when I started seeing things like this, and I was just in awe. Especially after I got on the bus. The bus just kind of went in and just kept going in further, closer to the mountains. It's just beautiful. Everyone was looking at me like I'm crazy because this is someone's daily bus ride. They don't even care. I didn't even know where to look. I was like, my right is stunning, my left is stunning. You guys can see kind of how it looks like here. It's absolutely just magical. Yeah, I'm gonna take a few more photos. The sun is shining in a little bit, so I'm gonna see what I can do with that. And then I'm gonna take the gondola up to Roswald, and who knows what we'll find up there. I'm not like trying to be mean or anything, but people genuinely seem very sad out here. It's probably because it's cold and dark, and they probably look at this and be like, yeah, it's whatever. It's been there the whole time. Which makes me think, how much of the things in my life that if someone saw, it would be that excited. I can already think of a few. And I like to try to do kind of a sort of maintenance of keeping up with this kind of stuff, like a gratitude journal and all that good stuff. But I wonder how much I still don't know about and take for granted. But also, like, that's kind of the whole thing about life, you know? You can't have something all the time and continue to be excited about it. Like, imagine if this guy who works and takes this bus route every day would freak out like I was every single day. People literally think he's crazy. I mean, people probably thought I was crazy, but life is strange and it's quite quiet out here. This is the gondola. It doesn't actually stop moving. It just opens and you just jump in. It's pretty cool. And it closes at 6. So if you're up there at 6, there's no actually a way to come back down. The snow looks really cool from here. Holy cow, look at this view. And you can't see from all the nasty glass stickers, but pretty cool view. I've been taking a lot of pictures with this camera and with the RX100 just to kind of collect data and figure out which one I want to use more. I'm not doing that on purpose necessarily, but just going back and forth between the two cameras. And right before coming here, I was very conflicted about whether I should take this one or not. And I went through old photos from both cameras and I couldn't really make the decision still. Okay, there's a window here. So yeah, hopefully I can make it this time. Oh my goodness, it is buttery smooth, icy cool. Wow. I've been standing here looking stupid for at least like 20 minutes. I don't even know what to do with this information. It feels like a dream. Like it officially feels like a dream. I am just speechless. Your world's blue and I don't even know what to take pictures of. I did pay like 28 bucks to get up here though, which is pretty annoying because the hostel was 25 bucks, but oh my god. Okay, this is not great. I have a very bad knee injury. I can't really take stairs that well. And I re-injured it at some point. And then I slipped and did some shit to stop myself from falling. And they just told me I'm the only one in the entire house, which sounds lit in theory, but this is terrifying. This is the house. I'm using this as proof in case I go missing. I'm gonna upload my stuff to the cloud. The views are still stunning. I'm gonna go with the view. I was watching these people ski and snowboard and I felt so jealous, honestly. I would love to snowboard or ski, but the thought of it makes my knees twitch a little bit. It's so beautiful. I'm in pain and I'm a little worried for my life, but this is a good way to go. It's good knowing you. Finally made it in. Apparently I'm the only one here, which is nice because I was not excited for that snuggle party snore orchestra that was about to happen. Something feels off, but look at this view. Ain't that something? People be skiing through. I heard about this. Some people have to ski to work. Anyway, I'm gonna crash. Okay, I just woke up, had some breakfast, and I had some coffee that was horrible, but I had to drink it. Because if you know, you know. There are no bathrooms on the way, so you know. So I just talked to one of the guys who lives around here. He said that I can go over there all the way to that last house, and then to the left there should be like a chapel, and then on the right there's like a bridge. So I'm gonna check that out before I leave here. He said the weather is not great, but makes it a little more cinematic, I guess, so that's kind of nice. And it's also apparently not that cold. It's very slippery and my knee's still messed up and it's apparently dangerous, so if I don't make it, just know that I tried. Okay, also now the debate with the RX100 and this camera. Honestly, this camera, I don't feel worried about at all in this weather. I've had it into rain and waterfalls and all kinds of stuff. With the RX100, I'm a lot more worried about the ceiling. I haven't broke it yet, but it's definitely not made for this kind of weather. This stuff is weather sealed. It's like made for this kind of weather, especially with my little lemur strap. The wind is picking up. I think I'm gonna use my tripod as kind of like a staff. Wow, I'm gonna look like a photographer wizard. Let's see if that works out. This is the Peak Design tripod. This is majority of the weight. Even though it is the carbon fiber, it's still pretty hefty. Today, it might redeem itself because it might save my life. I went to physical therapy not that long ago, and it's something about muscles here, pulling on muscles here, ruining my knee. So anyway, also, I can use this as a tripod. I don't want to go, but... Okay, update. This tripod actually saved my life. I've never loved this tripod more than I did now. Wrong, I'm still struggling really hard right now, and the pain is getting a little bit worse. Pro tip, if you have a tripod, you could use it as a hiking stick. It's also a good weapon. I could whack the out of someone with this thing. I officially gave up. I'm not gonna go any further. The snow is way too deep, and the returning from this is gonna be a nightmare for my knees, and I don't even know where I'm going. So I'm just gonna walk that way for a little bit and see what happens. I definitely didn't just fall right now. When I fell on my ass earlier, I got a good chunk of snow right on top of the camera lens, and I don't have anything with me to clean it. In fact, I left all 12 of my microfiber glasses cleaner thingies. The snow is picking up, and it's honestly beautiful. The snow has gotten more, but it also slowed down, so it looks really, really pretty. I want to keep going. I don't even know where this road goes to, but I have to go back because there's a bus that stops at 4:30, and if I miss it, I'm gonna have to hike like an hour and a half, and these knees cannot do an hour and a half hike. When you think about a photo that acts as a piece of art or decor, it doesn't need to be something epic. It needs to be something that can live on your wall for like 10 years and you don't hate it. When I am trying to take certain photos that are for wall art, I go for these kind of not epic pictures. At first, I would take these photos occasionally just because I like that minimalistic style in general. But after I started getting licensed, I wanted to kind of focus on that more and double down. And I'm using it as an incentive to take these types of photos. If it's entirely up to me, I'd be just taking these photos and making a living with these photos. I do promise if I do become super rich, I'll still make some videos. I just won't be struggling as much when I make them. I gotta get back to catch that bus. This is a really cool little town. It seems like everyone skis here in the winter. I see a lot of people like going to practice. You could see ski gear almost everywhere outside people's houses. The bus stops and the buses have these things for ski equipment. This is a little town in Adelboden Post. I don't even know how to say anything. My next bus doesn't arrive for another 70 minutes. So I'm just walking around taking photos. The views are just epic and people are walking by like it's nothing. There's nothing right there anymore. I was literally just taking photos, epic photos, and I was like, I need to record it, and it's gone. But here are the photos of how it looked like before it was gone. It's all gone. By the way, this is now day 3 of traveling with the lemur strap, and I find myself using it a lot more than I even thought, just because it goes so well with the capture clip. If I want to take off my backpack, having a capture clip on with the camera was an absolute nightmare. It wasn't even an option. But now I could just take it off, put it here, and this way I could keep switching it up in order to make the pain kind of distributed and instead of one spot kind of hurting for too long. Also, if I know I'm shooting a lot, I'll have it up here. I think I'm getting better at ignoring people when I'm doing these videos. I always feel ridiculous, but people here look at me as if I'm ridiculous anyway. It kind of frees me a little bit. The weather here just changes so fast and it's very unpredictable. I mean, they probably have apps that can predict it, but I haven't been able to keep up with it. I was planning this epic photo where the train was passing by and a little motion blur is happening and the mountain was in the background. I went to that location, getting ready with my tripod, and bam, the mountain was gone. Wow, look at this. So my bus still needs another 50 minutes to get there, and I found out that after walking for a little bit, I'm only 37 minutes away from where that bus will take me, and it seems like it's a busy street, so not too incline or decline, which would be horrible for my knees. I was limping earlier today, so I'm not trying to push it too much. Yeah, there's another gondola over there. It's very beautiful. I was honestly just walking to kind of use the time while I'm waiting for the bus. So I'm just gonna continue walking. At least this way I can take photos. So, yep. I will say the RX100 versus my professional camera, when it comes to speed, when I have the lemur strap, this is a lot quicker for a few reasons. First, when I turn on my RX100, it takes longer than when my professional camera, my Sony A7IV, takes. Second, I have my lens cap off and I have the lens hood on, and with the lemur strap, it's facing downward, so I'm not worried about it. Between taking it off this thing and starting to take pictures, it can be really quick, especially with the manual control, because I'm controlling all my settings. It's a lot easier to do that than with the RX100. I kept noticing that I'm reaching for my professional camera a lot more, especially with like things that are quickly right here, and especially as I have it already on the strap right here. You know, I'm starting to like my camera a lot more, especially now after comparing it and using it this much. I've never got the chance to use it this much, even when I was traveling, just because carrying it was always a pain. Even when I was backpacking, it was always a pain because I either have it on my shoulder, and that means taking off my backpack is a nightmare, or have it in my bag, which means taking out my camera is a nightmare. Having the quick access to this thing and being able to use it this much has been honestly amazing. By the way, I'm officially an affiliate for Lemur Strap just because of how much I've been raving about it. So if you use my discount code, you get 10% off. I'll leave a link in my bio and in all the other stuff. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here somewhere in the mountains near Adelboden. I am finally reunited with my drone. So I'm gonna fly it and hopefully not lose it and see what we can do. Also, this is a great setup because guess what I have in my other pocket? My RX100 Mark 7. I look ridiculous right now, but I'm about to take some mountain peak photos and also fly my drone. So yeah. Do you guys like my fleece jacket? It's not actually mine. My friend let me borrow it because I looked like a cold little chicken. Some of these guys were wearing t-shirts. I don't know what they feed them here, but I need to go back to the desert. I just took a power nap and I'm feeling a lot better. And I'm gonna go back on the gondola for, I think, 4th or 5th time now. One of the cool things I learned from this experience is the combo of the 24-70 G Master with the RX100. Not because I love it, it's in my pocket here, has been absolutely amazing because I'm able to get majority of the normal shots or like the basic shots, and then I can get really creative with the more further away shots. If you check out this view right here, this is one of those shots that zoomed in looks a lot cooler because you can compress these backgrounds and just highlight this part of the mountain. But with a wider angle, you can also kind of have a different composition. I'm able to kind of get the majority scooped off with the professional camera, and then I go in with little spoon kind of to get all the little left things, the things I wish I had my 70-200 for, which is honestly the fact that I could kind of replace it with this much camera versus the lens of the 70-200 would have been so massive. So if I have to pick one of those, I would choose the 24-70 because it's smaller, also less scary to people when I shoot them. The terminology on this is just not great. But yeah, the combo of these two, amazing. You guys can see the pictures and let me know what you think. I can't wait to get back and edit these, but some of these photos also did not need anything. If you're interested in travel itself as an experience and how to get the most out of it, then check out this video. You might find it interesting.